Meek Mill, one number America state biya. Na yet number Jubilee House. No abegina. Fuck the president. Na yet Ghana. Gyankroma drug addict way. No what the Meek Mill about Ghana. Na Meek Mill abegina Akufo Addo enim. Na America. And my uncle and log me. Na yet Ghana. One na yet Nkwasiafuo we. Na see Meek Mill aba. Adia on den nsa wo Gyankroma entered the Jubilee House. Adentra Meek Mill den nsa wo Gyankroma. Gyankroma to be down no be any name. Na Meek Mill den nsa left ago wona se inti yamani wura Jubilee House. Meek Mill on ne nan for share $1 shirt. $1 white shirt. Na almost a $1 white shirt no more wura Jubilee House. Read it your man. Ah, inti ye remfi we nyina na yensan tam to me and some from MPP. You all following the MPP money to your way, you supported it. Meek Mill Bejina Jubilee House, the president property chanyom. Ose Costco shorts, this Costco shirt, $1. Eura Jubilee House. Kwasiabiba to was our problem with Sharaf. Traveling with his father. Nkwasiafuo ma. A Gyankroma ma. Mo papa no mo betina tema. Na omo ye traffic conductors omo hu fin omo kurom omo ntuma nsidan yesi omo sampreko ma. You have a problem with Muhammad's son. You have a problem with Sami Jemfi. Ntwamwa Kwasiafuo mo hu fin. So MPP former power ba. You need to prove a trust game. Okay? MPP free power, state-owned agencies. You need to let the people trust you. Say when you come back to power, this will never happen. You have not shown any trust. MPP for state-owned enterprises, joint venture companies making losses. Time and uncle for way our power no move free power no. We are talking about ECG almost 6 billion Ghana cedis. Now, John Mahama Bayano, it has gone all the way back to 68 billion. ECG the cast 68 billion. This is like 3 years ago. We were telling you people, say you people, a car mode Ghana kotumno, Ghana great company, great. 2-3 years ago, number the car 86.5 million Ghana cedis. A car state enterprises day near Tumufo. Namu yeskawi. The people don't trust you again. When it comes to Volta River Authority, 380 million Ghana. This is 2 years ago. And all these things I'm talking about, they have shot up 3 times. All these things I'm talking about, they have shot up 3 times. This is 2022. Now, when you go to Airtel Ghana Limited, 599 million Ghana, state-owned enterprises, Oba Consolidated Bank Ghana. Now, I say, GCB, CBG, maybe a whole scandal was CBG. We say CBG egu. Omo deka no say Kevin Taylor. But the documents a company that is taking over CBG because that company egu bank no. Here 542 million eke daso. Unim CBG. Consolidated Bank of Ghana. This is the banker. Omo ya banking closure ni no. Omo about 5 banks omo merge omo. Omo merge 5 banks no better than Ghana 4 bank. At the end of the day, the 5 banks no merge say it is going to work for Ghana and that bank is in debt. Nobody trusts the NPP. How can any Ghanaian and Ajuni Juma get up in the morning and say, hey, mekoto about my NPP asaba power beam? Now we just hear Refi. Do you think we are stupid? Do you think say Jimmy? This is the reality. And this is 2 years ago. Right now, everything I'm showing you here, I multiply by 3 times. So the job you people have to do now, this is 2022, 2023 figures. I'm the no. This is 2022, 2023. Almost free power. No, everything you are seeing here has multiplied 3 times. Make a say these people are crazy. Hey, my make a the NPP. No Ghanaian will sit here. The NPP needs to understand. Say, Bonnet any adium de ashe Ghana for akumemuno. It will take over 40 years for Ghanaians to forget. Okay? The fingerprint of Oforiata, the fingerprint of Bawumia, the fingerprint of Gabi, the fingerprint of Bamti, the fingerprint of Akufo Addo, Fremont Pare, the fingerprint of Bafu Akoto, Free Yakoto, fingerprint of Amin Adams, fingerprint of Samuel Abujinapo, fingerprint of Peter Amewu, fingerprint of the PDS deal, fingerprint of the Galamsey scandals, Omuku, a military man, the fingerprint of printing over 60 billion, making losses about those things. They are not going to go today. We are not just going to get up in the morning and say we trust MPP. No. Obia is going through some sort of trauma. The trauma MPP dia komuno, it cuts across ages. And it's going to take us years. Because just to think of just going to vote for MPP, DDEP, Domestic Debt Exchange Program, pensioners died on the street of Ghana. Pensioners for Bunkotugwe, no more patcho. We need our money. They died on the streets of Ghana. The NPP told us, say, pensioners are omusika jedo from Nkwasiafuo. You think we will forget this? You think this is something that we forget easily? No. So you people should not think, say, yeah, Nkwasiafuo, and I'm about TV, so now we can't submit Fiasam, Moka Jamahama Sam, Mudidika even tell Atam, Ghanaians will forget. Swear to God, they're not going to go forget this. It's never going to go away. And you people need to change your style. You need to change your style, and not just changing your style, your attitude and character and utterances should show that you people will come back in 42 years changed. But this thing we are seeing, and I'm going to say, and no Nebema Ghana for in 4 years, change their mind and vote for MPP there. And the money I'm Nkwasiafuo. Yeah, Mami Juja Bibi wa hanchiremo. Now you see this. I want to show you one story. Momientie eye assembly emfri kwachi ofosu in parliament.
So President Mahama stated boldly that in the event that he was elected, he will work with 60 ministers. This compelled our colleagues on the other side to immediately promise to work with 50 ministers. Mr. Speaker, these are the same people who defended to the hilt the appointment of 125 ministers. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to note that the worst economic outcomes that this country has seen emanated from their performance between 2017 and 2020. After that point, all they did was to try to patch up for the wrongs of 2020. That terrible economic performance was brought about by the biggest government in our history of 125 ministers. That means that you don't need a legion of ministers to be able to manage the country properly. Now, Mr. Speaker, I use myself as an example of the savings that are going to be made by having a reduced government. My colleague on the other side, and my friend, Honorable Gyankroma, who, by the way, is my constituent also, used to head a ministry called the Ministry of Information. Mr. Speaker, that ministry had 76 people working there to manage government information. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you, it is myself, a deputy, and 5 other people who now manage government information. Mr. Speaker, if you move from 125 ministers to 60 ministers, Mr. Speaker, that means that you are going to buy 16 less Land Cruisers. You are going to buy 16 less saloon cars. You will need to provide 16 less bungalows. You will need to provide 16 less sets of political aides, executive assistants, and what have you. Now, Mr. Speaker, President Mahama has not limited himself to just reducing the numbers of ministers. In any event, as I speak to you, there are only 56 ministers. And in fact, there are 42 ministers running Ghana as we speak because deputy ministers have not been approved. If you come to the presidential staff, Mr. Speaker, if you take out the civil servants under the office of the president, under the Akufo Addo administration, there were 337 political appointees under President Akufo Addo. As I speak to you, Mr. Speaker, there are 26 presidential staffers, people that you can classify as presidential staffers, and then 4 directors. As I speak to you, if you put together the total number of people who work at the presidency where I operate from, they will not amount to 60, Mr. Speaker. Yet they had 337 political appointees.
This is Felix Ovusukwachi, Honorable Meme MP. Abra Asebu Kwamankesi. That's my MP. My MP, no. And you see, he was telling Ghanaians, our parliament. Nana Dankwa Akufo Addo and John Mahama. So far, Onyenya 60 ministers, no, 42. We've been running Ghana for the last 3 months with just 42 ministers. Deputy ministers, endorse your more parliament. 42. Yati Kroma Sisiano, 42. Nana Dankwa Akufo Addo had over 1,200 presidential staffers. Over 123 ministers of state. Nkwasiafuo we catch say we should go back and vote for them to do the same thing again. Kojo Gyankroma information minister and Felix Ovusukwachi catch no. Na nipa 76 and the information ministry or no kwane office. Why ni titagwe say Pentium 9 gave for pen drive kwasia and under John Mahama saw the same information ministry nipa 3 pen ejuma oho. How can we go back to the NPP? Why should we go back to the NPP? Why should any reasonable Ghanaian get up and say, I want to vote for NPP? We are sitting in this country, John Mahama and the Jubilee House. Nipa omuwoho omumburu 60. And these are people who are going to be paid by the Accountant General on paper. Under Akufo Addo, nipa over 1,000. It was only under Akufo Addo government and the Baumia government. And I mean who say, you to me crap pays the free London and upper 6. Area 3, now bedroom, nobody did lunch. Nkwasiafuo. Under Akufo Addo, Jubilee House. To me the order too. So many a pizza be UK. Baby ana Rebecca Akufo Addo ye juma no. Rebecca Akufo Addo typist na no you. And ye juma pizza joint to UK. Only any better credentials biya. To me sorry free Jubilee House because omo kondo pizza UK. Na oma order pizza UK. Restaurant to say this particular one Akufo Addo so pay. Gabi said ni and then anopa 7 no more place order. I'm telling you. To be place order anopa 7 Ghana time. Now flight na a free UK bano a 5.5 hours pay. Sa flight na free UK bano. Pe Domino's pizza phone ba ko we aso no. No more order Domino's pizza. Me mindi Domino's o. Dabi mindi Domino's. Yeah. No more order Domino's. Pizza free London, bear 13 boxes, 20 boxes. Now you their food plane, British Airways. Now you their food the available flight at Eba Ghana. Now you the sim, na asime city pizza no ho ekutem. Sene beya se plane was so embungu from if you say Akufo Addo ne busu afo say omo pe pizza edi. Busu omo say me boa. Na yet Ghana enti embo ewia 130. Na obeti we obeji say president iko baby. Ye two moto air cover pizza our airport. Ye two moto. Move. Ogi nsa achechede na yede niko baby. Ye kwatam pizza our airport aba Jubilee House. Na ye bie kwan mu Nkwasiafuo we ma. Na ma kwaswa pizza pa ge guga ka mu pa. Na kwasia we num cocaine ni wi e Jubilee House. Na ma say bie siren. Move. Na ye Jimmy ntini ebie kwan mu na mo de abehye Jubilee House no modi mo je se refi Nkwasiafuo asefo nti ye Jimmy kura no ye refi bibia na san kwasiade am ye ne yansantam Ghana nsanfa ma mu biem she na mo je se ne anim ana Charles Nico take go se ne ho fin wo hwe ba manum ai se gatem omo kan na omo ti Jubilee House adan ya yakofa Meek Mill yaba Meek Mill wanum wie wa America state bia na ye the number Jubilee House no abegina ho fuck the president na ye te Ghana Gyankroma drug addict way no or the Meek Mill aba Ghana na Meek Mill abegina Akufo Addo enim na America and my uncle and like me na ye te Ghana ho na ye hwe Nkwasiade we Mr. S give me Meek Mill Akufo Addo meeting. Mr. S, give me Meek Mill and Akufo Addo's meeting. Now President Juma Wejaya Juma oye. We deep peace and every yo. Now you see Meek Mill aba adea on the den sago wo Gyankroma. Inti waba Emma President J Juma na to. Adea Meek Mill ni Akufo Addo bekasa. La ilaha illallah. Meek Mill ne Akufo Addo. Meek Mills. Oni Akufo Addo ebedi nkomo. Na ye jai Ghana business nyina eguo. Na atechede na betena table echi. Kwasiampanyi wa numwi. Na ye jai edwuma na ye Jubilee House no. Ye the pizza ba wie me die Domino's pizza. Wholesome magiri na omde ye. Me Pupatella ni ade na me di o. Enya expensive but a real Italian pizza. Pupatella. Na ye jai Domino's na de abana Nkwasiafuo ya to agu so we tu ni ha na we tu ni ha ehihye omanum Nkwasiafuo ye gimi o ye se musika na ye de ni hwe mmoi. Nipa over 1,200. They said it on Mankasa MPP platform. City News. Samens Kwasiampanyi na one Gabi nam na Gabi ni anu we dino. This is what they said at City.
Yeah. So basically, what you have there are you have communication specialists, directors of communications, deputy directors of communications, technical communication assistants, media aides, media liaison officers, communication consultants, presidential advisor on media, who has a technical director to the presidential advisor. Then you have the ministers of state at the presidency.
And these guys are there for information minister.
Yes.
No, go to that list again. Just on the communication side.
There's a lot to communicate.
Stop it.
I'm just telling you.
You have information minister who's cabinet level.
Who has ISD working for him too.
And then you're having all these guys working under the presidency.
Who work under communications directorate. Yeah.
Of the presidency.
Yeah. There's a lot to communicate.
Can't be serious.
I'm just telling you, there's a lot to communicate.
So and what are the conditions of service of these people?
Nobody knows. That's the issue.
That's why the transparency is not. So if I'm a lecturer in Legon and I've been teaching for 15 years, right? And I struggle to get my PhD. And then you have somebody who is a technical director to who has access to fuel. Read the letter they wrote. They said their fuel thing is not gone up. So this technical director, what's the competence, what's the qualification of somebody to do this work? So if we are not transparent, and I'm saying that this is mathematics, this one is not sentiment. If the government wants the pressure from the labor unions to go down, and they want to, and if they want a credible plan for IMF to, if the plan is not credible, see, if people don't accept the plan, it's not credible. If the labor unions, the businesses don't accept the policy, the IMF will not accept it. So if they will not be transparent with these guys and say, this is what we are doing, I can't understand why you have all these guys working and what are they doing? You said they have a lot to communicate. What are they communicating?
I'm just telling you. But if what would be the justification for
look at
directors of communications?
Mention the mention the post again. Mention the thing again.
So the directors of communications.
How many directors of communication?
Yes, 4.
4 directors of communication, and then deputy director of communication.
There are 5 deputy directors
at the presidency.
Yes.
And then which one again?
2 communication specialists.
So the director is not a specialist. Okay, the specialist below.
There's a lot to communicate.
2 communication specialists and
2
then
communication officers. 5 technical communication assistants.
So you have 4, 5, 9, 6, 7 plus 3, 10, 15.
Media aid.
How many?
1.
Media aid.
Assistant media liaison
16,
officer.
17.
Communication consultant. 18. Then there's a presidential advisor on media.
Charlie,
you see,
are you sure you're not joking?
They were laughing. It was easy. They could not criticize. President Sinkwa nipa no medjuma ho. But and then they want to sound like they are intellectuals. They care about Ghana because John Mahama and NDC bar democracy is free. And they Akufo Addo, they could not criticize. They were really? Bernard Avle, the concept big pen. They were using idiomatic expressions and figurative speeches. They could not go hard on the presidency. They were using laughter, smiles. They were all like, but Pamade we see under NDC. Nkwasiafuo we be tire no patututu. Tire kwine down. No but now guys say, this one is wrong. This one is wrong. They gave these fools the room to fool. Nipa no me adwuma ho. Yet Kroma, ikofo to be crap pizza every UK. Nobody. Yatiana boy Kwasiampanyi we. Mobji say refi. Meek Mill, boys we. They entered the Jubilee House. Adentra, Meek Mill den nsa wo Gyankroma. Gyankroma to be down no be any name. Na Meek Mill den nsa left awo na se inti yamani wura Jubilee House. Na Meek Mill on ne nan for share $1 shirt. $1 white shirt. Na almost a $1 white shirt no more wura Jubilee House. Read to your man. Inti remfi we nyina na yensan tam to me and some from MPP. You all following the MPP money to your way, you supported it. From Bawomia, Osei Chairman Sabonsu, Kennedy Japan, Nkwasiafuo bi our MPP mubia as supported at the way. These boys wore $1 shirt with bomb. They entered the seat of parliament and did what? And what they did was that, first of all, they went to speak to the president. The president stopped working and he called Meek to come to the president's office. To do what? To talk to him. This is what happened. MPP.
Most of my adult life was in prison because of not committing crime, wrongly accused. So when I got locked up, my whole city, I would say country, half of my country stood up for me. I grew up in a single parent household, just me and my mom, probably grandmom, you get support, 2 uncles. We never really had support, so when you get these type of people supporting you, when I got out of prison, I wanted to make sure I give that back to the people. And you know, we started a foundation where we raised $100 million within like 2 years. Very powerful people from all races, Asian, black, white, Spanish. We put them, we all in a room like this, and we take our power and influence and try to change laws from state to state. And I always express to them, I make music. They met me making music. They use me as a trampoline, as the door to be able to access kids from 8 to 50 years old. I tell them that I'm not a politician. God put me in this position, and I'm going to remain it and hold it as an open door. I use rap as my trampoline to be able to communicate and have the reach that I have. That's what got me in this room with the president right here making music. So I use that as my door to keep activating things, and making it to Ghana is a dream of mine, to always be able to come back here and do anything. I don't know what to tell you that you would like or love, but anything that builds, anything that connects the bridge to the young black people where we come from, because we don't know about this. American officials don't really talk to us like that, and just being invited here, I was willing to stay here all day just to meet some black, strong people that really come from where we come from. So I appreciate you and thank you for having us today.
I'm really very excited that
I rather go for you,
Gyankroma insisted that you should come and say hello to me, and I appreciate that.
Thank you for having us today.
I'm really very excited that my daughter Gyankroma insisted that you should come and say hello to me. I'm really very excited that my daughter Gyankroma insisted that you should come and say hello to me, and I appreciate that very much. I'm really very excited that my daughter Gyankroma insisted that you should come and say hello to me, and I appreciate that very much. I heard about last night. Yes, yeah. Whoa. And it's happening at a time when a lot of places in West Africa and a lot of difficulties, and here we have what, 100,000 or something more?
That was a lot.
People, coming out to party, to listen to you and enjoy themselves. It's something really extraordinary. We have to thank you for that. Make the best of it by reforging the link and leveraging our mutual strengths of each other and for each other, so that we can elevate the position.
$500,000. Yeah. Or say my daughter Gyankroma insisted that I see you. Motia Akufo Addo taxes. Aponchireni wa de behunu tenten otakonwam. Ena ne tobo sideways. Aponchireni ewu me ehunu tenten ampa mahama. Or say on ne daughter Gyankroma and I insisted say onjai Ghana adwuma no onhia Meek. Na adie yaw adie we mu nyina ne say these people supported every single thing. At a point, Meek catch the Akufo Addo say, oh no, we any tumu, but he doesn't see anything wrong with it. And that Akufo Addo say, oh, okay. Now Meek Mill president him. Catch the same we ni tumu. Inti Mr. President, who is my ebony ana, Akufo Addo to or ni bedie tuo, or machichiro moto, a radin Yakupo, Meek Mill.
$20 in my pocket. I had 2 bags of marijuana in my pocket. I never really believed in selling crack. And my friends really started hanging out with each other, and I got to know him. I scaled him because I don't know any powerful, successful white men. I never had. I asked him one day because I knew he was extremely powerful from me viewing him, and I asked him, I said, could you come to court with me? He came in the back and told me that he wouldn't leave me back there. He swore to get these type of people supporting you. $20 in my pocket. I had 2 bags of marijuana in my pocket. I never really believed in selling crack. And my friends really started hanging out with each other, and I got to know him. I scaled him because I don't know any powerful, successful white men. I never had. I asked him one day because I knew he was extremely powerful from me viewing him, and I asked him, I said, could you come to court with me? He came in the back and told me that he wouldn't leave me back there. He swore to get these type of people supporting you.
This is how low. This is how low they sank Ghana. Nkwasiafuo, would you say refi? Inti Yamasa be Jemfi position ti Yenjani to my MPP. Emuama. Odi sanko the same way you know. And I'm saying, oh, what do you want to do? So I want to share a music video here. Can you see that? I want to share a fucking music video here. Gyankroma says he wants to shoot the let him do it. Gyankroma naka. Nkwasiafuo. Gyankroma the tipene sharaf. Dirty drug addicts in Kwarawe. Oh, yeah, no, because so what do you want to do? Gyankroma said I can shoot music video here. I was saying that. I said, okay. Let him shoot. I want to the Jinemu. I want to be music video. When you see a Jimmy O before. Now, inti Ochana Baomiaba. Then I say, Baomie, Omedi Ghana, so MPP in Zambra power. I am who crime is say. I am what Jimmy Ama, what Jimmy Ama Ghana for. When you see a refi. Yes, sometime to me, Mamu Biam. Meek Begina Jubilee House, the president property channel. Or say, Costco shorts, this Costco shirt, $1. Eura Jubilee House. Nkwasiafuo to was our problem with Sharaf traveling with his father. Nkwasiafuo ma. A Gyankroma ma. Mo papa no mo betena tema. Na omo ye traffic conductors, omo hu fin, omo kurom, omo ntuma nsidan. Yesi omo sempreko ma. You have a problem with Muhammad's son. You have a problem with Sami Jemfi. In Chamwa, Nkwasiafuo mo hu fin. Massive wolf mo hu fin. A Gyankroma mo ntuma nsibi antinem. A Jimmy Fo. Mo je say ye Jimmy nti ye refi. Ye tam Ghana mfama moa. Na mo hu ye say ye te say mo maame no mo papa no mo ana. Mo je say ye Nkwasiafuo ana. Na ye refi bibia na tam Ghana mamo. Never in our life. Never. Go away. Oh, say go away. Not meeting ase. Meka na asa machire mo. Go away. On say na Meek Mill. Ete Akufo Addo enim na okasa na omunyina ye din no. Go away. Ni din ade. Ni din de Adongo Musa. Nadia Adongo Musa. Obo careless obetwi to so sisi go away. Gyankroma na kofa de free Canada ba Ghana. Unim sika go away tamoye. Your friend Adongo Musa. Nadia Adongo Musa. Akufo Addo kasa no so no table no bi. Gyankroma dan front de ne baaye. Unim Gyankroma ya Ghana. Ye de bia te. Na nyoma ye de be kire mo Ghana ha no mo be nu mo ho. Nkwasiafuo we some the MPP ba power. Munim de ba power. Go we. Me be man story a kire mo. Omo ko tam free Canada no de be juna e be yura Jubilee House. Unim Gyankroma ya. Oh dear mo, you have no idea. You people, you have nothing, no knowledge. MPP over me echo my dead body. Moje se Ghana for Jimmy Ohun. Moje se Ghana for sorry ya sorry ya nim nyansa. Moje se nim nyansa. Inti ya sorry ya na sorry MPP ba Mahama ye John Mahama ye Kevin Taylor we did asante hin atem na Sami Jemfi inti ne ere fi bibia ne akoto am MPP moa. I'll be back. I will be back. I'll be back tomorrow. Meba be Ghana for any, meba be jujum. Meba abe jujum. I am not done. Me are very young. Me were 40 years more to go. Me tuwe, me noman sasa. Me nyam 1 or 2 whiskey biara me atoso. Me pemba, me yire nkwana me nisano. Ono nkwana me pe. Inti untimi for oba trick me. Inti you are not going to trap me with oba. Me mpe appointment, me mpe government contract. Me here aban bibia. Me mitie me nyini ache. Me jinem. Me jinem. Inti so wajiri o say obeso ne Kevin Taylor ko toe to toe and you will. Because we wage me. Because me jinem. And I have promised Ghanaians and I have promised John Mahama, I will make sure the NDC stays in power for 42 years. They also have Bema non-caffeine. We will use the truth to protect this country. We will use the truth to make sure no kure at my way. Emma, the young man who is 2 years today, the future is secured for the next 50 years. That is my vision. No amount of criticizing Kevin and insulting me and ko baby amami o. They made a so change the mayan dada. You people should brace yourself for more danger. My catch them. Me see the shorter the dwarf, the danger the punch.